My intoxicated cousin crossed the line with political insults, so we uninvited him from our wedding.
Oh, you see that right there, buddy? That's the line. You crossed it.
Ooh, you're the president of getting kicked out of my wedding. Politics. So I, 24 female, am getting married in late February to my partner of 6 years. We are having a larger wedding in part because my family is massive, so there will be about 200 guests. So especially in comparison to some of the other families I've invited, my cousin, 49 male, and I are pretty close. By the way, this comes from Pear Zesty Clothes 2404 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So he's been an uncle figure for me for most of my life, but he was very close with my dad, so I was considering asking him to walk me down the aisle. My dad passed away last year. That was until tonight. Obviously, an election can cause a lot of tension, especially in such a polarized political sphere. I expected tension. When I posted a short rant about my disappointment, I expected some pushback from my family. What I didn't expect was my cousin to come pew-pews blazing, calling her the N-word. We are white.
No!
And a salute.
No! Did it already get political? No.
What?
That's not politics, that's racism.
That's pure, simple racism, ladies and gentlemen. Holy wow. So when I told him I didn't appreciate how he had spoken about her, he went on an angry rant about how Kamala is horrible and how I am horrible for voting for her and how my fiance is a C slur. He is East Asian.
Dude.
I felt as though the only natural way to respond was, cousin, I am so disappointed that you speak about me and my fiance in that way. You are no longer welcome at my wedding as you clearly don't respect my family.
Wow, that's a pretty succinct way to handle that.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's easy.
Done.
Done. Hey, so I think we're done here, right?
Right? The story's over?
You are done here.
My cousin stopped responding at that point, and my aunt messaged me saying that my cousin is probably wasted and that it was too far and bishy to uninvite him. It honestly may have been. This cousin has a history of being extreme when he is wasted, and he always drinks on election nights. But I felt like this was a line that he should not have even approached. Maybe I was too harsh. Am I the a-hole? Was I too harsh?
What do you mean a line that he shouldn't even approach? What's the line? Blatant racism? Like,
Dude.
What are we talking? What?
We have some relevant comments, but before we get into it, yeah, to answer your question, like, absolutely not. Were you too? First off, just like, I think on your weddings in general, you should be able to have who you want and be able to foster the exact environment that you want.
Right.
But dude, this guy, like we said, blazed 10 trillion miles past the line.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
Just, yes, uninvite him. Absolutely. About your, I mean, it's already insane to say the stuff he's saying, but about your fiance?
Yeah. That wasn't even a line. That was like a big old wall. That was like the Great Wall.
Yeah.
And he scaled that wall and came down on the other side with just a bag full of racism.
Oh, bro is the Santa of racists.
Feel free to not invite racist Santa Claus to your wedding.
We don't need racist Santa.
We don't.
Can kick him out.
God, I thought we got rid of that guy a long time ago.
Dude, we thought, but bro, he's back. Ho ho ho. He's got a gift for everybody.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, we have some comments from the people.
Oh yeah.
So, comment number 1, Invito Veritas. Drink reveals the nature of a person within. It removes the inhibitions. He wants to say that. His inhibitions prevent it usually, but that's how he feels inside.
Yeah.
Comment number 2, not the a-hole. You didn't uninvite him because of the election. You uninvited him because of hate speech against your fiance. Edit to add, don't be afraid to uninvite anyone who supports him or badgers you about him either. Facts. You are the company you keep. Update. Hi, everyone. Thank you to the people who read my original post and responded genuinely with sound advice. I took all that advice to heart. Before I get to the update, I wanted to address a couple things I saw in the comment section of that post. Firstly, there were a lot of comments calling the story fake. I really wish that were the case. Although I do feel like that's what all fake story writers would say.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. No fake story writers like, You got me.
You got me.
Oops.
It's always like, oh, gee, golly gosh, I wish it were. But anyways, we know this is real. I wish there was a story I just wrote for craps and giggles to post on Reddit for karma. Sometimes people get wasted and are unkind when they're wasted. Some people are racist and don't show it openly. Another thing I saw was people getting a little confused about my family tree. My cousin is old enough to be my dad/uncle, but he is my first cousin. My dad was his dad's younger brother. My aunt mentioned in the story is not that cousin's mom, but my dad's younger sister. Now on to the update. Now my fiance and I discussed how to move forward during his lunch break yesterday. He told me that I could proceed how I wanted and he would support my choice no matter what it was. I told him I was sticking with my decision to uninvite him from the wedding and I was considering going completely no contact depending on his response to being uninvited, which I think is a very smart move. Because like how he reacts to that, I think is another like very, very true look and reveal to what his character actually is.
Yeah.
My fiance was relieved at that and told me to keep him updated. As an aside, my fiance was so supportive and empathetic throughout this whole thing. He held me when I cried and offering up the idea of moving to a safe state. As of right now, we are looking into Illinois, Washington, and Minnesota if y'all live in any of those places. I'm just so lucky to have him. But later in that day, my cousin responded to my comment uninviting him. All he said was, "You can't uninvite me for this. I was wasted. You know I didn't mean it."
That's literally like not.
I didn't mean it.
Nuh-uh, I didn't say it. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I didn't mean it.
You know how many times I've gotten drunk and been like, it's okay to say racial slurs?
How many times, Dakota?
Exactly 0.
There we go. That's the number we were praying for.
I got real sweaty there.
The number everyone should aspire to.
A big old
Goose,
0.
Goose egg.
Goose egg, ladies and gentlemen. There was no accountability being taken on that apology. That response really made me pause. In vino veritas. In wine, there is truth.
In wine, truth. The Latins knew how to cook up some bars, man.
They were just spitting bars all the time.
In the
Shout out to them.
wine, truth.
Truth. That is something I kept seeing in that comment section, and it was the first thing I thought when I saw his response. I knew he meant it. If he didn't mean it, wouldn't he apologize? So I messaged him privately saying, "Hey, cousin, I will be sticking to my decision to uninvite you. I cannot have someone at my wedding that is even remotely okay with calling my partner something like that, especially since you didn't apologize. I would like to keep some distance for a while too. I need to think through this."
Yeah, 10, I don't know how you could respond better.
What did you expect, brother? He saw it right away and was typing for a while, but eventually responded with just a emoji.
Just probably like a thumbs up. I'm not sure why the emojis get translated into, I think that's like Chinese characters.
Something like that.
Some kind of
It happens.
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
You should look into that. OP says, so I guess he realized it wasn't worth fighting me on this, and he still didn't apologize. I also messaged my aunt at that point. I said, "Hey, aunt, after what happened last night, I did a lot of thinking. I'm accepting of other people's opinions, but no matter how wasted cousin was, it's no excuse for spewing such hate, especially towards fiance and me. At this point, it isn't about differences of opinion. It's about respect. He showed me that he doesn't respect me or fiance as people, so why should he be allowed to celebrate our marriage? If you still consider his behavior acceptable, let me know so I can remove you from the guest list too."
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
Take that, auntie.
Yeah.
Get out of my wedding.
I wouldn't even give her the tail end of like, let me know so I can uninvite you too. It's just like, just let me know. Just let me know, because then you'll get the absolute truth.
My aunt came back and apologized for defending him, and she said that I was right to do what I did. Yeah, you would say that to get back in the freaking wedding. When my fiance got home, he and I talked about what will happen, and I checked with him to make sure he was okay with my aunt being there. If he wasn't comfortable, I would uninvite her. We decided that she is on thin ice, but she is still invited. But my fiance was also brought up that my cousin was my original choice for who would walk me down the aisle. He asked me if I had considered what I would do there. I hadn't yet, so we went through all the possibilities, including me walking down the aisle on my own as someone suggested. I do want someone to walk me down the aisle, though. It was always supposed to be my dad doing that, but as I mentioned in my last post, he passed away in 2023. The plan was that my cousin would hold a photo of my dad while he walked me down the aisle so my dad could be honored that way. Wait,
That's
the same
touching.
cousin? Maybe a different cousin.
Probably a different
It's
cousin.
gotta
Probably
be.
gotta
It's
be.
I would assume it's gotta be a different
cousin.
You know
Or
how
maybe,
crazy that would be?
That would be
maybe
insane.
are they saying they have to redo the plan because it was supposed to be that cousin?
Yeah, because first OP's dad passed away. Then, yeah, she literally, OP was going to have the racist cousin walk her down the aisle.
Yeah.
And then he said all this stuff, and OP's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, I was just drinking.
Oh, I didn't know you liked racist juice.
Yeah. So
No.
It says it on the can. I didn't think they were serious, but
No.
that beer made me racist. I promise it's not me.
Well, you know it is always you, Dakota?
Oh, boy. I want to know.
Today, forever, and always.
Let me know. Let me know.
Is the fact that you can listen to full episodes of Dakota, Keon, myself on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app. If you just go to Spotify or those other places, search OK Storytime, you'll have endless episodes to listen to.
That is
And hang
all
with your
me,
boys.
dude.
You're
right. That's us. That's
that was-
us.
that's
classic Coda. Classic
That's
Keon.
all me, baby.
Baby. So we have a little bit of the story. Is there literally anything possible that cousin or aunt or anyone could say to be totally okay and be totally fine?
Probably, but like nothing realistic. No.
I don't
Like-
I don't think so.
No.
Like if they, I mean, there's nothing that'll undo that. You could do like really great stuff. Be like, I just donated $5 million for cancer research. I'd be like, you still got really racist the other day though.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Can't do it.
I don't know.
Can't erase it. Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like once something gets said, like you can't put it back.
Well, let's read this final part and see if they even try to do anything to redeem themselves. We, the bride and the groom, both agreed that it was the best way to honor my dad at our wedding, having the cousin, not the racist cousin, walk down the aisle with his picture. I decided what I wish was my choice from the beginning. My mom's brother, who has always loved my fiance and has always fought for equality in the United States, will walk an important factor. Is fighting for social justice, will walk me down the aisle holding a photo of my dad. My mom will also walk beside me down the aisle. I love it. Thank you all again for your honest feedback on my situation. I really appreciate every single one of you. I hope this is the end of it. Mini update added since I've been asked a couple of times. We're moving to Twin Cities, Minnesota.
To the Twin Cities of Minnesota.
Is that a song?
No,
No.
it felt like it was important.
You crushed it though.
Like the Twin Cities.
That would make a great song. And
This
I would love to hear you
summer
sing.
in the Twin Cities of Minnesota.
It gets
the
hot.
WWE is getting down.
Oh.
I think.
Well, I'm going to get down with some comments. Comment number 1, be prepared for the uninvited cousin to show up anyways and wasted. Smart. OP replies, I didn't even think of that being a possibility. What would be the best way to prevent this or handle it if it happens? Reply says, if you're able, discuss the possibility with trusted family members who could serve as bouncers, or honestly what Dakota said, hire some sort of security. If, I guess, worst case scenario, your own family who kind of serves as like, maybe got like a rotating bouncer shift or something with your biggest. Hey, you got 200 family members.
The biggest family member out of the 200 people that are going.
You got to have some freaking honkers, some freaking beefcake. But yeah, that's the end of the story.
If you want more stories like this, search for our podcast, OK Storytime, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.